Friends, welcome back to another episode of the Find a Way podcast with Dusty. Hopefully you're doing well on your journey. This episode, I think a good focus is to talk about the acceptance of it not going the way that you want it to go, and how the end result isn't going to be what you imagined, and that the finish line, the goal, the end is probably not going to be what you envision it to start, and it's going to change quite dramatically at times from the very beginning. So, I'm thinking 534 pounds. I had a vision in my mind of what I would look like, what I could fit into, what I could do. I had a vision. I had a thought, hey, I could achieve this. And as I began to lose weight, that drastically changed. And, you see me into running now. I only got into running 3 years ago as far as doing 5Ks or doing marathons, all that stuff. Like, that was only like 3 years ago. And I've been on this journey for 9 years. So to say, hey, my journey of being 500 pounds and then running marathons, it's so drastically different. And man, what a story. But that wasn't what I envisioned the story to be. In other ways that I could talk about, my body, the way my body isn't how I expected it. And you could say easily, oh, well, loose skin. Obviously, you were hoping to lose weight and not have any loose skin. I knew I was going to have loose skin. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I at least knew that, yes, for sure, I'm going to have loose skin. And that's kind of like the immediate acceptance that you have at the very beginning of the journey, that, oh yeah, I'm going to have loose skin. That's what I'm going to deal with. That's what I'm going to have an issue with. But, little did I know, I've got a hip click that I can feel when I walk. I have, and I posted about this on Instagram recently, I've got some chunks missing out of the left side of my shoe. The front left of all my running shoes, the front left is just crumbles. It's been rubbed against so much that it's starting to crumble. And the back right, the left side of the back right shoe, that's a whole lot of directions, is faded as well. So it seems that when my foot goes up, it comes into contact with the left front of my running shoe, and it wears it down pretty significantly. That is how I run. That's my cadence. For the longest time, being over 500 pounds, I would actually roll over in my shoe to where you would actually see significant wear on the right-hand side of my shoe, because my foot was... there was so much bearing on my foot that I was rolling over on the right side, and I was causing so much excessive wear that the right side of my right foot would always see wear. And so my body has changed, and it's altered, and it's different, and there's a lot of that I can't do anything about. I can go through physical therapy, but how I've built my body and what I've done to it for 30 plus years, being morbidly obese, I've just positioned myself where I have to settle with and be okay with, there are things that are just not going to be perfect. And I think that's really something that we've got to capture on the journey, that it's not going to go the way you're planning it. And it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. It is not going to go according to plan. And that's where so many jump off the journey of weight loss, is that it's not going the way that they want it to go. So it's frustrating, and it's, what's the point? And out of that breeds, I'm just going to not give this any effort. Before you start the journey, if you're in the middle of the journey, maybe you're towards the end of your journey, it's constantly not going to go the way you planned. Because what if, there's minor alterations, but the goal that you set to lose 100 pounds goes the way you planned it. I want to lose 100 pounds in a year. And you've seen people successful like that. But then you transition over to maintaining that. And it's like, oh, This isn't how I would expect it. I would expect that once I lost the weight, it would be easier. But whoa, drastically now it's harder because I've got to maintain. It's in different stages of your journey, but it's not going to go according to plan. And you've got to be okay with that. Like when we talk about mental acceptance, about really accepting what is and what isn't, there's nothing I can do about my hip click. It's doctors looked at it. It's just how my body has adapted to carrying so much of excessive weight. I can't do anything about it. Could I, if I didn't have that, would I be able to have a better running cadence and possibly be faster? Yeah, sure. Would it be easier for me to run a faster time, possibly easier and faster and more convenient for me to qualify for Boston, however, long that is from now? Yeah. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So I've got to make a pivot. I've got to make an adjustment. I've just got to make it happen. There's the essence of find a way. My running cadence isn't the best. It prevents me from running faster. Find a way. I'm progressively moving forward and progressively moving faster. It's tough. There's challenges, but find a way. It's not going to go according to plan in your weight loss. I'm going to do keto and I'm going to lose X amount of weight. I'm going to do carnivore. I'm going to do Mediterranean. I'm going to do whole foods. Whatever you're going to do, it's not going according to, like if you start off with that mindset that it's not going to go according to plan, but like you're almost like you're psyching yourself out. You're working on your mindset. My practical weight loss guide, I've got a goal setting section, and I've got a lot of areas that talk about really working on the mindset of things. That if you know perfection's not going to come from what you're attempting, and you can settle that in your mind, you can really get it down in your mind that it's not going to go according to plan. It's not going to be perfect. Could you possibly make it through that frustrating moment? That I want to quit, I want to throw in the towel. The times that you've done that before, I just want to throw in the towel. I just want to give up. Would you, if you started, or if you convinced yourself now that it's not going to be perfect, could you avoid them? Could you potentially negate that problem in the future? I think you can. I think if you really get yourself convinced that, you know what, I'm going to do what I can, but I'm really going to have to hold myself responsible to doing what I can in the best way that I can do it. And it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to go according to plan. But if something goes out of ordinary or something doesn't go according to plan, I'm going to make a pivot. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to alter what my original plan is, and I'm going to make it happen. And that's where you've got to have the mindset. You've got to have a mindset that I'm not going to get this right, but I'm willing to push through, and I'm willing to make it happen. I want to make it happen because I'm tired of feeling the guilt cycle of gain, loss, gain, loss, gain, loss. I'm tired of feeling lethargic or no energy. I'm tired of, like, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's like from that root of I'm sick and tired of this, from that base, from that foundation, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm done. I'm sick and tired. I mean, you think about a toxic relationship. How many times has someone said, I'm done, I'm done? They go right back to it. The weight loss journey is a toxic relationship unless you finally make that mature decision to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm moving on. Enough is enough. I'm going to make this happen. It's a toxic relationship outside of that. It's the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a toxic relationship, a back and forth, back and forth. In the endless toxic cycle, and just say enough is enough, I'm going to do this. And prepare yourself for it not to go perfect. And that's okay. Because if it's not going to be perfect, then it's going to be the best you can do. And that, my friends, is a lot better than nothing at all. That's it. That's all, my friends. Talk to you soon.